Sensitivity is intelligence. With grace and skill, you have abundance. Welcome to the Psychic Hour. Host Kelly Brickle is a psychic medium healer, numerologist, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether it's through spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, there's always a pathway of information waiting to help. Now, here is your host of the Psychic Hour, Kelly Brickle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Psychic Hour on WLTKDB. Let's Talk Radio. It's great to see everybody. We have the reading show today. So you just pop down your numbers, you pop down your questions, and we get to them a little bit later in the show. So in the beginning, we talk away, and that's how it goes. Hello, One. Hello, Jennifer. Good morning. It's nice to see everybody. Hello, Kara. It's nice to see everybody, and thank you for everyone's patience. You know, we Todd's amazing. He got the station up and running. There was severe weather last week, and even this week as well. So he's a rock star with just getting everything in gear and up and going, despite all the random, never expecting and unpredictable weather conditions. Hello, Shari. Hello. It's great to see everybody. So, yes, we have the reading show. And then on Friday, just to give you kind of the forecast, we have Luann Beecher on the show, and she's a medium with a lot of experience, over 30 years of experience. And I'm really happy to have her on the show. She's a friend, and I just want to dive into learning more about what made her come on this journey of mediumship from the very beginning. Because some people you know about and you talk to, but you just don't know everything that makes them up who they are. So it's always a blessing to talk to people, whether it's the first time or whether it's many times later, with how you know them over the years. Hello, Kevin. Hello. Oh, Kevin, you're awesome. Thank you. Thank you. We try to make the show as worth the wait as we can, whether it's coming in just a little bit after. There's so much heart that goes into this show with Todd. He's the owner, he produces. There's so much heart within the various shows on WLTKDB. Everyone, all the show hosts just really love what they do and believe in what they do. So it's an honor to be here. Yes. So please pop down your information, and just that lets me know that you consent to a reading. And that's how I choose you. And then I just feel into who I choose as the show goes forward. So the topic of the day I really want to talk about is healing. And I really think it's important to talk about, because we think about healing a lot as whether we have to take time out of our normal schedule to address healing, or we have to go see a healer, or that's something that we do when we're spiritual, healing work. And really, how I look at it is just healing is a part of life. And if we approach everything with this mode and this perception of healing, I do think life is incredibly healthy and incredibly powerful with what it can mean. I say that in a way where if you approach your relationships with your friends, your family, and you really evaluate how healing they are to you, that's probably a perspective that we don't always give relationships. How healing is my mom or my dad in the way that they communicate with me? How healing are my siblings, my sister or my brother? How healing is my husband or my wife to me? Now, they're in your life for a reason. If it was completely destructive, yeah, you would have. It's not black and white, but in certain categories, how your mom or dad or siblings or your spouse or friends or coworkers, how they support you. And it's good to be reminded of that. Wow, they give me immense like let's say stamina or self-confidence or nurturing. Um, they open my mind to new perspective, they give me new experiences. There's so many things where if it opens up your energy and it provides you comfort and stability, those are very healing things. And it's good to acknowledge where those exist in your life, because when you meet different people or when you have different experiences that are outside the norm, or if you're expanding on the foundations of who you are and who you want to bring into your life or what you want to bring into your life, you go, is this healing for me? And if you are in touch with those energies already, it makes it easier to evaluate good situations for yourself, good decisions, because not only does something feel good and positive and restorative, but it also shows you, like, wow, if something, if I'm feeling something, is it helping me grow? Because ultimately, healing is growing. It is, whether it's growing stronger and, you have that restorative sense, and the growing is the repair end, or the growing is the expansion end, where you are, it's like fire, it ignites your creativity, it helps you to, like, have this extra energy where you're just like, okay, I feel like I can do this now, or let's go, let's open up, next step, next level. And certain people really ignite that within the energy that they offer you, and they bring you in their presence. It could be just fantastic conversation. It could be just you feel very, like, loved around a person. It could be like you're very creative around the person, or it could be like you're very emotionally validated by the person. Um, but all those things are giving you what you need to progress in your life when you find good people in good situations. And it's so important to live a life where you are growing and healing. And I say that in a sense because we all talk about growing and growth and soul growth and, personal development. Well, we don't talk about the healing aspect of it enough, because in order to do that, of course we're going forward, but in order to do that, we have to address the relevance of how we're going forward. We have to have this relevance known to a certain degree with what we are growing from the past. As we go forward, we let go. We let go. And so it's not just like taking on more. It's not like, hey, I want to do this, hey, I want to do that. I'm becoming this, I'm becoming that. And it's easy. It's not easy. The reason why it's not easy is because we haven't let enough of the past go. Like, think about it. If you've ever done something like crazy positive, um, and like whether it's a class, whether it's like a travel, vacation, a new relationship, um, just think about something like that you've been terrified to do, but you go like, this is a good thing. So like you ask for like a million signs from the universe. You're like, is this the right thing? Should I be doing this? Is this the right thing? But like, it's nothing but potentially positive. That's how it seems. And it's the only reason you're not jumping on that with autonomy and freedom is because probably you have baggage in those areas, or you have, hurt in those areas. You have there's uncertainty and pain in those areas. And that's very human. Oh my gosh, that is so human. It really is. And to when we are addressing our healing, when something beautiful comes along, I promise you, if you are in your power with a certain aspect in your healing and something beautiful comes along and you've addressed that part of you, you're not going to reject it. You're not going to overthink it. You're not going to self sabotage. You're not going to wait. You're going to handle that in a state of power, in a state of presence, where you are able to go, yeah, that's good for me. I don't have any qualms about that. Or, yeah, it's going to take a lot of work. And this is like maybe something not in my wheelhouse. Maybe, sure, I admit, like, you're still human. You're like, I admit I'm intimidated, or I admit that I don't normally do things like this, or I admit that um, it's going to take a lot for me to do this. That's that's completely normal. That's completely healthy. It's just a matter of then, yeah, you do it despite those things because you don't have things holding you back. So if we're acknowledging our healing on an ongoing basis, really where we stop ourselves, we can go, wait, why am I stopping myself? Hold on. And you know what you need. You know what you need. Now, we're not like, omnipotent, om- omniscient or whatever, things like that. We're not all powerful. We are not all seen. But if we address things in a state like that, what is this doing for me? And what do I have to let go of? And what do I need to do to become the person that I want to become? And the person that maybe I don't even know I want to become, but the person that I'm becoming without holding myself back, you do need to start thinking about life that way. You really do. Now, we all use different words for different things. So I'm sure you all have been diving in with how you're shedding and releasing and cleansing. So not one word fits all, but yeah, it's very powerful once you activate that perspective within your life. It's very powerful when you activate, not just go. I mean, I work as a healer. So I believe that it's incredibly powerful when you are vulnerable with another healer that you trust. You have to trust them and you have to, be in touch with your heart where is this a good fit? That the healer that you've chosen to help facilitate your journey, not everyone's a good fit. Someone could be like really good at what they do. They're just not a good fit for your energy because maybe they are just not in tune with that type of healing, or maybe they're just on a different point of their journey. But it's important to address healing not just from the aspect of I'm going to see a healer, or I'm going through my emotional baggage, I'm seeing a therapist, or I'm having talks with my friends because I'm unloading because I'm stressful, or having decompressing with my family. That's all important. That all needs to be there, but you have to like look at it from your own perspective too. Because if you constantly have someone else facilitating your healing, then you're not taking charge of your healing. And sometimes taking charge of your healing is just like, I need help. And that's being masterful. Like, I need help. You're not supposed to do it all alone. You're not supposed to do it all alone. But only certain things that you know about you. And other people can help unlock other things and bring perspective to other things, but only certain things about you with what really helps to open up that next step for you. All of the above is so helpful. That's what I'm just trying to say. All the above is just so helpful. All right. Let's go into some comments. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we got some readings going down. That's cool. So we got some people ready for readings in a moment. Um, Sherry Shari, she mentions you and other mediums have given me a sense of hope for a better future through connection with my loved ones. Thank you so much. We're all just doing our best. We're all just doing our best. And there's some amazing mediums out there. There's some amazing healers, psychics out there that are really, you know, they're doing God's work. They're doing, the universe justice. They're doing amazing things to help us continue to believe, continue to have faith. If you're restoring someone's faith and you're working in the field of spirituality, slam dunk home run. Can't get better than that. Cool. Okay. When I leave, I drive home. I just let the day go and just relax. Yeah, that's good. That's good. There's like this state of ebb and flow with how we work with our energy. And like Keith was just talking about, when he leaves work, he just lets the day go and just relax. And I do think that's important. I do think it's important to understand what your needs are with what is healing to you. There's some people that need way more, like, again, it's really fascinating because when you get into like numerology and astrology, you see what people need and not one size fits all. It's never like that. Like, we're basically like the amalgamation of the universe, and we're split into aspects to help each other express certain parts of what makes that so. Maybe it's like a way to understand the universe, to understand itself, right? So we have to like fracture in order to better understand the whole. And there's some people that need to decompress way more than others. Like, they need to like let go and kind of just like be in a state where it's like meditative, but they're not really thinking about, let's say, their day much. They're not even thinking about things too much. That's how they restore and get back to themselves. They actually get back to themselves by letting things be quite blank in their head. And there's other people, they get back to themselves, but actually really, yeah, they slow things down, but they go, I need to write a list. I need to think about what I've done. I need to think about where I'm going. And so, you could say it's like with the different elements, like the watery elements sometimes just need to like coast, and the fire elements needs to like activate, and the air elements need to be stimulated with ideas, and the earth elements need to just sit and be and recharge. Like, so many different ways, right? But yeah, one size does not fit all, and I love that it's like that in all of spirituality, but it's like that in healing. It's like that in healing. Okay. Hi, Stephanie. It's great to see you. Hi, Jessie Cat. Hello. So I started out with my number, and it has built up in my mind, in my spiritual side. Oh, what do you mean you started out with my number? Started out with your number. It has built up in my mind. Yeah, let me know what that means. We're about to go into readings, everyone, in just a minute. Um, yep. Sometimes I just read some comments. It helps me just open up the energy. Well, Keith, you let me know what you meant by that. So we're going to go into readings, and we are going to take it from the top. And we're going to go with One. One was first. Okay. So I'm going to drink some of my water. And let's open up the energy. Oh, and I didn't even see Dionysius. It says hello from San Diego. San Diego's awesome. I love San Diego. Always go down there for some killer seafood and Italian food. They have a great little Italy down there, as Dionysius knows, and some of the food is rocking. Okay, One. Let's open up the space. Okay. So you're an attitude 2, you're a personal day 3, and this is all numerology, and you are a life path 3, I believe, 2 as well. I always double check the math, especially on the first go. You're in a cycle of 9. Oh, that's good. Okay. Let me just double check this math. Yep, that's right. Yep, we're all good. So now I'm gonna just scroll down if you've asked anything else, One. Okay, we're all good. So I have okay. Oh, she's asking about career. Got it. Okay. So with what I'm seeing, it's actually really good, the numbers that are coming up to help emphasize your career. So you're an attitude 2, so that means you're very sensitive. Anyone with that attitude 2, if they want to work on their intuition, they will be very successful because they naturally are so in tune to feeling people. Like, an attitude 2 placement is like empathy on steroids. So it's just a matter of how much do you want to do with that. And people who go into intuitive work, they do very well with this placement. You have a personal day 3. That's really good too as well. It's a very inviting and people number. Anytime you have a personal day 3, you pull people towards you because you feel light and effervescent and you feel like very approachable and positive. And it's a very social number. So it's very good if you want to have a more extroverted, and I'm you asked about career, so I'm giving this to you in a very career lens. Okay, it's very good if you need a more extroverted career around people and communications and getting people to have like a welcome and interactive environment with you. So there's sensitivity and socialness and extrovertedness all in your numbers, and you're a life path 3 as well. And so it's very much what you see is what you get with the energy. So your personal day is 3, your life path is 3, and that showcases that what you need to do in life, you need to be on a public platform where you are working with others in groups and you're working with others in a capacity where you're using your voice. Some people are the oracle, some people are comedians. You know, it's just they have to be using their voice in their job and people have to listen. It's because 3 is the number of communication. So communication flows very freely and naturally through you. And it could be in whatever you do, unconventional or conventional career. Like no one career, unless we're like, this is it, this is where my intention is, I'm manifesting this. No one career really, I almost want to say straight jackets us into who we have to be. The reason I say that word is because sometimes we're like, where do I fit? I have to have this perfect fit. And really, like your energy has to be expressed in a certain way for you to be happy. So what happens is in between careers sometimes, or sometimes where we're like, hey, I need like a little bit of extra, like how am I going to be fulfilled if I have to do something on the side? Or what else can I be, with knowing that it will be good for me as I do it? And you have to look at your energy. And so to respond to you, you have to be in a career where you're talking. So you have to be in a career where you're presenting, you're leading, you're using your voice, other people are listening to you. And you have to be around people where you're helping people, because that attitude too showcases that you know people's needs very well and very easily. And so the 3 make sure that you do something about it. So people's needs are addressed or you're shining light on the needs. Okay. So like the intuitive work and putting yourself on the platform is honestly a perfect fit with your energy. And then if you're looking at other careers too as well, you have to be in a capacity where you are leading with your voice and other people are noticing you. Now you're in a cycle of 9. So a cycle of 9 will kick up a lot of feelings of, who do I really want to be? It's like kind of now or never. And it's because there's all this transformative energy building up. Okay. There's all this energy building up ready for you to do something about it. So it's actually a very creative time, but there's so much, we talked about healing actually. There's so much healing energy rising to the surface, waiting for you to be transformed, that it will seem overwhelming. It will be a mixture of productivity and being overwhelmed. So what happens is you actually feel like you're on the path because you're like aware of all these things, but some of those things will not be fully activated because life is kind of just dragging you by. Like, oh yeah, about this you have to let this go, and you're changing. Okay, yeah, you have to transition. Since you're changing, the past no longer applies. This is really important to talk about because when we hit a cycle 6, our identity really does start to change. Not completely per se, for some people it does, but it's basically like I'm letting go of what doesn't work anymore. And because of that, I have new preferences. And because of that, I have new goals. And I actually feel different internally on the inside. So you're in a cycle 9. And actually, I would have to look at your name too as well. But from your birthday numbers, it's more harmonious than not. So there's going to be a lot of very positive change. It's going to be hard change because 9 is basically like, let's shed, let's purge. You're going to get to the truer, more present parts of yourself. So it's a bit of a tough year. It's a bit of an emotional year, and it's a very quick year, but it's actually very good because it pairs well with the rest of some of the numbers that I'm seeing. So you're going to get a lot of results, and you're going to find yourself in places and be given opportunities where you're like, yeah, good. I'm glad I received this. This is pushing me. This is pushing me. Now all these opportunities are easy, but this is exactly what I need. So I hope that gives you some perspective with career and where you're at, and just continue to put yourself out there and be you. Okay? But the intuitive trek is very good for you. Okay. Who is next? So Kara, she's open for a general read. Some cards for Kara. I'm taking my time here. Ooh, okay. Cool. All right. So for okay. I like the cards that I got. All right. So a lot of the cards that I got are all within the encouragement of really embracing comfortability with your feelings on the next level. Like being, the feeler, really diving into the energy of compassion. And in order to be compassionate, we have to be more empathetic. Now, does that mean we have to feel everything that's going on with the person? No, but the invitation to learn more, get more information, and go like, hey, wow, okay, I'm opening up myself. And now I understand this differently because I'm allowing myself to be a little bit more vulnerable with my feelings and see what surfaces. It's letting me know that though this is hard, and there's like a lot of like confliction in that category, because when we open up and we're vulnerable and we have that pure intention, sometimes we're around people that that's not the best move with. And so I really feel like the cards are saying that there is a way for you to unravel the mystery of this, and to work through that. There's a way to unravel the mystery of how can I be more of a feeler and not have consequences for it? How can I be more of a feeler and to actually feel all the uncomfortable feelings and still to have it go to my advantage? And I feel like this is a category where there has been a lot of um, uncertainty. And I really do think that the spirit world, so I'm getting like the communications card. So we're already talking about communications, but when I get the communications card, that's what the spirit world, like the spirit world wants to help encourage the way that you get inspiration in the moment and how to utilize your feelings. Something that this reminds me of is sometimes if I have a difficult conversation with somebody, okay, and so they're flashing this in my brain for you. So this is for you as I talk about this. Sometimes if I know I'm going to have a difficult situation with somebody, and it's somebody that I have like, it's like a family member, a very close friend, but it's a difficult conversation. I will ask like, "Hey, Archangel Gabriel, like, can you work through me to give me clear communication?" Or I'll pray about it, like, "Hey, can the I don't know what to say. Can you just help me say the things that are just going to get this off the ground? Or can you help me say the things where I will be understood, or they can understand me, or I can understand them?" So it's like you kind of sometimes you give it up, like you give it up to a higher source than you, and you trust, and you don't remove parts of yourself. You just ask for more help. Okay. And you have that faith and that trust where it's like, I shouldn't suppress myself in these situations because I don't feel like I'm not growing. I'm not growing with this person, with this situation, because I feel like I can't fully be myself. And so help me learn how to be more of who I naturally am, and to have success within that. And really, that's the number one thing that is coming up. And I do think when it comes to like questions with your feelings of like, hey, I want to feel more, things are really what they seem. With yes, if you're feeling something and it's about yourself and you're considering, well, I'd like to have more in this category, that is a 100% validation of your soul and what's healthy for you. And so there's nothing mysterious about that. Sometimes it's like, how do I get from this point to that point? And you asked help for that. Absolutely, you asked help for that. But knowing that something's good for you and healthy for you, yep, you make an intention to manifest that away and just ask help for it. Okay. So that's what's really coming forth with actually improving communication skills, having more healing for yourself and within the family department, and really feeling like you're opening up these real parts of you that you want to work with. So hopefully that makes sense, Cara. Um, let's see here. Let me choose another. There's a name. Okay. Jennifer. I'm gonna go for Jennifer. Jennifer. Scroll down because I think I saw a comment. Okay. We're going for Jennifer. Where is Jennifer? All of a sudden. All right. And I've lost my place, but I will find it. Okay. There we go. Perfect. All right, Jennifer. And hello to B. It's interesting. Like I'll sometimes scroll up and I'll be like, oh, I didn't see that before. I'll scroll up and down and I'll see comments that I didn't see before. It kind of happens sometimes. That's why I scroll up and down a lot. It's helpful. It's important. Okay. And okay. So what I'm getting for Jennifer is the energy to slow down. The energy to slow down. Um it's really important. It's one of two things as I pull this. I'm aware. Okay, I'm aware of it. So I'm aware that health and physical energy have been really like addressed. And that is like a cornerstone where you're like, hey, I need to have more strength and I need to have more accountability in. So there is an acknowledgement of a wellness with taking care of yourself and getting stronger in that department so you can feel more like yourself. There's still acknowledgement of how, like, your mind's quite busy and to really slow down and to take your time with things. And it's okay sometimes that everything is not just lining up ready to go. When your physical energy is strong, and again, we have the acknowledgement of your physical energy, sometimes things line up very quickly. Well, in this case, the mind is just a little bit too expecting, a little bit too expecting. And what happens, I would try to encourage you within life is it's like manifest it, but then just don't expect how it comes and just like welcome how it comes. And then as you receive it, go, oh, I think this meant this, or, hmm, I think that was connected to that. So, so how is this working? Didn't expect that, but I guess something is working. And so that's what I would like you to kind of investigate a little bit more and be more curious about how things are coming to you, because I actually think some of your boxes are being checked, but maybe they're being like overlooked or not like looked at the same way. It's really important to drop into your heart, open up your lungs, and just take a moment. That's coming in very strong. Um, and the number one kind of card that I'm getting as I'm addressing these things with like calming your mind and things come as they're not expected is sometimes we are meant to be in years or months, okay, where we have to grow in order to get that next step. So life is about like strengths and weaknesses and lessons and triumphs. And we have to really be in the lesson mode, or we have to be in these peaks and valleys in order for us to go, okay, great. I got what I needed from the journey. Got that. Now I'm ready to go. And so it's showcasing that there's a little time that is in the factor of why things are not coming in a certain way. And that time factor is allowing you to gain the skills that you need. And that's what it is. It's like I'm getting the spiritual force card and the master your own fate card, and they're in a position where it's like you need to kind of dig into that. You need to dig into your spiritual team. You need to dig into what skills that you have that you can bring to the bat to get what you want. And if you're like, I'm not sure what those are, then that's where we need to focus on. Because when we are on our path, we kind of know I have to enact this part of myself. Or, okay, that's a challenge. What am I going to do about that? And sometimes we go, I don't know. And that's great because when we say, I don't know, we go get those tools. So that's coming in very strongly. And it's just a matter of master who you are, have fun with that, and the rest just opens up. And every student, every person needs that montage, like in the movie, that montage where they're just like training and going and becoming like this year or series of months is your montage. So have fun with it. That's what I'm getting. And during your montage, find your guru that helps you. You don't have to keep your guru, but find a guru or find a guide or find videos. Like it could just be online, it could just be a recording, right? Where you are slowing down your energy so you can actually focus properly on what is really going to be good for you in that next step. And you can focus properly and kind of go, okay, I'm aware that I have to shift into some different skills for this to fly off the ground, what I want to do. And that's what I'm getting. All right. Let's go. Oh, Renee's talking about she's so excited that she caught another live. That's really cool. These comments are very sweet. So I am only happy to see them, and I'm very appreciative. And then this is amazing. I'm like scrolling up and down, and I'm seeing like all these comments that I did not see. I'm like, this is amazing. Shane, even though you gave them to me prior, Shane is saying hello. Hope everyone is having a great day, and thank you for wishing me a good day as well. Khalid says hi. Khalid says hi. And Phyllis is giving love. Okay. So Stephanie, I'm going to take Stephanie. She's giving me numbers. 3, 5, 19, 56. And life path. Okay. 2 and 3. Okay. Cycle of 6. Okay. Right. We're doing the numbers. All right. So I'm just checking the math. Okay. We got 8. So you got an attitude 8. Stephanie, so when someone has an attitude 8, they're very particular and they can see a lot of details. And naturally, they're just accounting for a lot and they have certain standards and goals. And you're asking in the vein of relationships. So an 8 will make you more pickier than most. And that's a good thing. It honestly is because you are aware of what you want and standards are important to maintain. It's just a matter of with that 8 energy, sometimes we can really be hard on ourselves when we are not, I guess, achieving. Because let's say in business or career, if the 8 accounts for things, they're just like, okay, we need to do this and this and this and this. And if it's not getting done, I take responsibility because I'll tell you exactly what needs to be done. But within a relationship, it's not just yourself, it's you and another, and you're at the mercy of another, just like they're at the mercy of you. That's what I'm trying to say. It's this two-way street. And so if whatever situation comes up where it doesn't go to your expectations or it doesn't go to your standards, which is important to account for, it's really important not to get down on yourself because 8 is about achievement and sometimes it gets into perfectionism and we're just like, that didn't work out, or like, why isn't it not working? And really some of the other numbers, when they get hit hard, they kind of have this like attitude at times where there's just like, okay, that stunk, all right, let's go forward. Not all the numbers have the attitude, but some do, and it kind of keeps them resilient. Well, 8s have such intense energy and what they can manifest sometimes that they really get hit hard when they're like, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? And what happens is there's this confusion and then there's this frustration that enters your aura, right? Because that's just how you feel. But 8s are so powerful with manifesting. So um, they manifest luck and they manifest consequences very strongly. So if you're like frustrated and confused, which is very human, I can understand. I would be too if I was like, why am I not getting what I thought I I thought I'd have different results, right? Especially if I'm putting time and effort into the category of relationships. Um, but you really have to go, okay, that's how I feel, but I'm going to refresh the energy. And if I want someone in my life, I'm gonna again ask a higher power to help facilitate that. But if I want somebody in my life, let's make that happen. And so I can only control one half of the equation because relationships, like I said, two-way street. So let's just focus on the most hopeful, enthusiastic, and also, within the world of reality, let's just work on loving up on myself. So if I have the energy of loving up on myself because I can broadcast that because of my fantastic 8 energy, I'm going to transmit the energy of someone wanting to love up on me because that's what I'm radiating. I'm already loving up on myself. So it's going to be very natural for someone to want to love up on me then. So I really promote just inviting that into your aura and energy where you're just oozing love. And it starts with the self-love sometimes. It does. Just like, treat yourself. Great, do that. But also, if you find yourself like, hey, I'm feeling off in this area, I only wish that I could give myself this perspective, or I only wish I could feel about myself in that way, then you find people to help guide that in any category you can, like friends or healers or self-healing with yourself. Get it's not just about the retail therapy. It's like you have to love up on yourself. Like you have to restore these emotions within yourself where you're like, I'm amazing and I love myself so much that it's natural. It's so natural that I'm a magnet for other people to feel that and do that with me. Okay? So this is a facet of healing in your life where really it has to be activated. You also have a personal day 5. And so when someone has a personality 5, they attract a bunch of different types of people their way, especially in relationships. You can get like sometimes very dramatic relationships. You get a lot of variety coming your way with like different personality types when someone does pursue you or maybe you pursue them. And so it's important even more to have that positive discernment. You already have the discernment, but to have that positive discernment of, great, nice to meet you. Um, but like, if you don't fit the bill in this category of the love department and how you give love and how you ooze love and how I can do that back with you, it doesn't matter if you're good on paper, if I'm attracted to you, like that's irrelevant. Like I'm looking for love. I'm looking for love and I love myself and I have this new kind of standard of what works, of what just unabashedly, I don't know, that's not a word. Un Like, it's just uncompromisingly, just works for me. Uncompromisingly, that's the vibration that just works for me, and it's like, if I want a relationship with love and where I'm being, doted on and I'm getting affection and someone's in my corner and someone's just there for me, I have actually these new sets of standards and these new, um effusions of love and sharings of love with how I relate to people and how I start to operate in all of my relationships that helps make sure that's in place. So, your life path is 2. People call that, it's a very psychic placement, but people call that the love number, like the number 2. And that is really, really important to talk about too, because your life path, that's your strengths, your weaknesses, where you'll always be headed in life. And where you're always going to be headed in life is to learn about love and to learn about relationships. And people can do that in many different categories. Like, sometimes we're always learning about love, but we're more single. We're always learning about love, but maybe we have more long-term relationships. It doesn't matter. It's just you're always going to be learning about love. And so it's a part of what gets you up out of bed in the morning. So it's like, let's try a radically positive, different approach to the way that we love up on ourselves. Why not? It's a different angle and it's only positive and only good things. So that comes forth very strong. That comes forth very strong. Okay, the last thing, I'm just going to say one quick thing with that. 2, 3. I'm looking at a number though. 2, 3, 8. Okay, got it. So that cycle of 6, it's kind of like what I talked about already. That's the last thing I'm going to say. But I'm reminded of it. It's just a matter of really getting into this understanding of what your new needs are. We should be growing. You're going to have new needs. You should have if you're really on top of your growing and healing, you'll have different needs than you had a month ago. If you're in a state of change of what you're like, wow, I really need this and this hasn't been working, then if you're in healing mode, then what you need a month ago will be different from now. It Cuz it's if you need it, you need it. So, this is very important to realize for close relationships and family. What works and what way do you need to have your needs met with love? And if you don't look at that and if you don't work with that actively, you will have a lot of emotional ups and downs this year and you will feel very not good, and that can impact your health. Okay. So, in a cycle like this, emotional discord can really start to affect health. Emotional healing can actually really provide you a lot of vitality and energy and to make you feel like very just full of life. So I'm telling you, it can swing, but you have to really emotionally validate yourself and like really spend time on your emotional needs. And that really goes into all of the areas with close people around you or like intimate relationships you would be bringing into your life. So, with that said, that's a lot of love that I give to you, Stephanie. I hope that gives you some perspective. All right. Just scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. Okay, cool. I'm glad. Yes, I'm sending you love and healing, Stephanie. Absolutely. I'm glad it resonated. I have a comment also from Cara that I can't see. Um, it's like there's like a glitch where it's overlapping. So Cara, if you said something, I maybe I can see it after the broadcast. But thank you for your comments. Um, okay, we're gonna do one more, or maybe a couple quick ones. Let's see. Let's go with B. Okay. Very thirsty right now. Okay, B. Okay. Let's see. Okay, cool. B, the energy is looking really good. Okay. The energy is looking really good. So, I got the card for wealth and finance. That's always fun. And it's in a good position. And it's kind of like you have a lot of flexibility right now in your life, and you have a lot of choices to make, but you have a lot of freedoms. And so everything's kind of like floating around this wealth and finance card. And it's like, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go? It's like even like a project. What do I want to do going forward? And so it's like it's letting me know that your head just doesn't know, and that's okay. And because of that, you have that time situation where, hey, it's actually time to go on a journey. It's time to go on a spiritual journey. It's time to go on a quest. That's what people do when they don't know their next step. They go on these spiritual journeys, sometimes facilitated by others, where they can just really go deep into themselves. They're guided to be in an environment where they can let the world go around them and just immerse so they can access a part of themselves that they needed to access. So it's like right now, it's like you have some ideas, but you don't fully know. So I'm aware of there has been ideas, and I'm aware that it has been thought about, but I'm also aware of like there's that I just I don't know. And it's inviting you to use this space of I don't know to actually really grow and ascend. And things will go really well. Okay. So sometimes people have the time card, or because I have more than one time card, but they have it in placements where it's like, hey, you have to you need some time with this. You need some time with this. You can't rush this process. Now, with your card, as long as you utilize your freedoms to give you answers, and as long as you utilize the options that you have to really bring alignment into what you're looking for with what to do with the next project, right? Things actually will come quite fast for you because the energy of time is in your favor. It's just you don't have to rush it. For other people, they cannot rush it. They simply cannot rush it. They have to find things. When you find something, the energy is going to open up. That's what I'm going to give to you. And you, I guess, again, you have a lot of choice. So sometimes when we have so much choice, and we're like, I could do this, I could do that, it could go this way, it could go that way. You need to actually simplify things because that's how powerful your choice is. You can simplify things and get down to the essence of things. So strip away if you have too many distractions, strip away if your house has too much stuff in it. Start to clean, clear, simplify your energy, and find somebody that can guide you to facilitate a space where you're just focusing on these questions. And then, boom, away you go. Okay. and that is for B. Okay. All right. We'll do one real quick pull and then away we go, because if something tugs at me, it tugs at me. We'll just do be cool. Yeah. No, there's definitely projects on the horizon. It's kind of like when you just know, you're like, I need something more. I need that next step. Something's coming, something's a brewing. There's times in our lives where we are able to have that energy because we've transmuted other things. So that's what's coming up in your energy, B. All right. Robin. Yeah, there's no turns. It's just all over the place. In the beginning, I take people from the top and then I just I scroll and then I just pick where my gut is pulling me. Let me pull a card for you though, Robin, about the job. Okay. Okay. So, Robin, okay. What I'm getting is this is a time where there's a lot of energy kind of up in the air. Okay. And it's a really important time for you to have a strong support system. It really feels like, you're starting, like you're putting all this energy and making sure that you are starting this. I'm trying to say it right, but you'll get the gist of it. It's like I need to start this. I need something different. I need something new. Um it's like there's a lot of pressure on this. There's a lot of pressure on this. And there's a lot of pressure to have it for good, of course, money reasons, but there's a lot of pressure because it's like I need to do this for me. I need to start this for me. Um and when we're lifting up our life and we want something different, there is immense pressure because it does take a lot of resolve and it does take a lot of focus to change and have things different. And then the energy breaks off, right? But in the beginning stages, it does take a lot of effort and it can be hard on the system. So you're in this like place of change, this like this. So you're coming with immense power of like your tenacity and how things are changing. And I actually really like that energy. I do think, again, it is a time where there's so much change going on that I want you to keep interviewing. I want you to keep putting yourself out there and I want you to keep to refine. I just as well as you're looking for that new position, I want you to look for other new parts of energy, better people around you, and just more congruent things that you need at this point in your life. So I want you to keep searching, keep interviewing. It's coming. The energy feels really good for you to receive. I'm not sure about this exact interview, but it feels very good because you're on it. You're on it and you're in that phase of so much change and that feels actually really good. Just keep going. So, with that said, I'm going to give you a lot of love and light, everybody. Thank you so much for being with me today and having me share my gift of inspiration readings and musings of energy that come off my head and my heart with you. I will be seeing you on Friday with the wonderful medium, Luann Beecher. I'll be talking to her and doing the interview. So come on in with your questions or if you want to interact with her. And with that said, please, everybody, have a fantastic day. Go with love, light, luck, and laughter. And don't forget to live. See you on Friday.
The truth is here and now on WLTKDB Talk Radio at WLTKDB.com.